So this past weekend, myself and a few other antinatalists attended London Pride. Now, the day was so hectic and it was so much more successful than I thought it was going to be. And you might notice also I think I'm losing my voice a bit from the weekend. So the idea was to go along to Pride with supportive messages, but also messages that encourage the idea that you don't have to have children or that procreation is even unethical. We had quite a lot of conversation beforehand thinking about what signs would be most appropriate and what would be the best ones to take, and also what would get the best response. Luckily, Nimrod, who joined us from Israel, had actually joined Pride in Israel before, so he kind of had some experience with how people react to different signs. So we eventually decided on the signs that we were taking, and we tried to make them colourful so that people would automatically know that we are supportive. But despite all of that, I can't speak for the others that went along, I personally was still a bit uncertain about how we were going to be perceived. I didn't think we were necessarily going to be perceived negatively, and I think if we thought we were going to be perceived negatively, we just wouldn't have done it. I just kind of thought that people would kind of look at us, but they'd be so busy doing other stuff and enjoying themselves that actually we wouldn't really have any sort of significant presence there. But what was actually the case is that people loved the signs that we were holding, and this is not an exaggeration. Literally hundreds of people coming up to us. So London Pride has thousands and thousands of people at. We had hundreds of people come up to us, either saying they agree, they love what we're doing, taking pictures. Lots of people wanted to take pictures with the signs and they were super enthusiastic. We had, from memory, 3 people come up to us and say, I'm an antinatalist. They knew the term, and we'd heard other people also mention the term as well when they were talking nearby us. But we had 3 people come up to us and say, I'm an antinatalist. I've never met an antinatalist before, and I'm so glad to see you guys here. And I gave those people my contact details so they can get involved in the London community that we have. But that was really nice to see that we were able to provide an outlet for those people who had never met another antinatalist. But it wasn't just those people that were so supportive. There were loads of people. And I was talking to people on the day about why it had been so successful. And my only guess could be that people in the LGBT sphere seem to, on average, have biological children less than heterosexual people or people outside of the LGBT sphere, but they probably still get the same pressure to have children. And so perhaps they feel even more suffocated by the sort of pronatalism in our society. And so when they saw us with this specific message at Pride, they were like really relieved that they'd found someone else specifically promoting that message. We even had a couple of parents coming up to us with their children taking photos with the signs, which was really cool to see. Some of that was driven by the parents wanting the photo, but some of it was the children wanting the photo. And the only thing I can think was going on there, at least when the children want the photo, is that they've had this discussion with their parents, and their parents are very supportive of the fact that they don't want to reproduce. So we had one sign, which I was holding for most of the time, which said, family doesn't have to include biological offspring. Quite a lot of people really liked that sign and gravitated towards it. There were obviously other signs that they really liked, so the oral and anal one was the most popular, but a lot of people liked this one about biological offspring, and quite a few of those people were adopted or had adopted people. And I think they appreciated the fact that we were emphasizing you don't have to have biological offspring, but you can adopt children, obviously. So yeah, overall it was a super successful event. It was way more successful and people loved us way more than I expected them to, and it's definitely something we are going to do next year. So if you are in or around London or want to travel, thinking about it for next year, then put it in your diary. We will definitely do this next year, and hopefully it'll be bigger, better, and even better received as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I'll see you in the next one.